What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Anything Liverpool live stream with myself, Ben, Craig, and Stitches. Welcome to Liverpool's second win in a row. Who could have thought about a couple of weeks ago? I guess the Arnie Slot out crowd are very quiet right now, aren't they? Oh no, who would have said patience is needed with a side that has changed half of its starting 11? Who would have said that, oh, we need time to bed them in? It's just, oh my God. Gentlemen, ladies, everybody that's watching, the two Stevens, top and bottom here on this side, you will soon learn that we were always right. You just do not like our tone. That is the only thing. But Liverpool have beaten Real Madrid 1-0 in matchday 3 of the Champions League so far. I haven't even looked at the table yet because that was just probably a very stressful last couple of minutes because it was just nearly written in the script that Trent was going to score or assist. And I'm so glad he just fucked it nearly wide in the last couple of minutes, and Conor Bradley just took V Jr. out of his pocket for 2 seconds and decided to clear the ball. Brilliant from all involved. But I'm going to throw it over to my panel mates to have a look into this. And do you want to know how bad it is that I've set this up so quickly? I haven't even changed my name. I'm down as Harold. But
that's brilliant. Yeah, you know,
that's how quickly I set this up. But nonetheless, Stitches, I'm going to come to you first. First time being on stream. You've been with us a while. This is the first time you've kind of been able to get free for it. So it's beautiful to see you, my friend. How did you find the game? How did you see the performance? Did you like what you seen? Did you see mirror aspects of the Aston Villa game where obviously that front four really pressed quite well? We sort of pressed in a 4-2-4, similar to what we'd done last season. What people have been asking Arne Slot to do is go back to basics, which is kind of what he did to a degree. Give me your thoughts on the lead up to the game, how you thought it was going to go and what you thought of the lineup when it came out.
Yeah, so it's been like this for a while now since the Carabao Cup. This is what I felt would happen. I felt the additional time that he had with the first team to work with them, the little bit of freshness from having a bit of a rest away from the spotlight, and then coming back, and seeing my team come back to what it was last season. And the thing is, what I was looking at what the differences, and the things that I spotted was that the distances were different from the start of the season. What I mean by that is that the distances between our players. So when we win the first ball, what wasn't happening was we weren't winning the second balls, but we seem to be winning a lot more second balls. And I think that's because the distances are correct. And moving on from that, what that also means is that when you win the ball back, your next pass isn't 30, 40 yards away all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a short pass, 5 yards, 10-yard pass, which is easier to complete than a more direct longer ball, which means that we're able to retain possession once we win the ball back, which is the cornerstone of us being able to build up our play, build up our attack, and get our players moving in the right way. And I think that was very apparent over the last 2 games. We also a bit more aggressive in the press, which we haven't been, I think, as much. So that was also really nice to see. And the other thing is, I just think we get the ball to Salah, it seems a little bit quicker. Like, it's not wait till Salah's got 3 men around and then try and play the ball to him and then let him do some magic. It's get the ball to Salah as early as possible and then get people just running around him, like running off him. If it's Bradley overlapping or underlapping, if it's Szoboszlai making a run past him, it's options. It's TK making a run. It's gap. It's giving the defenders something else to worry about other than being able to just focus on Salah. And I think as a result of that, you're seeing him have a little bit more joy. I think he's playing with a little bit more confidence. He looks a bit fresher, which is great. But the cornerstone of all of this is that our defence has benefited from having Gravenberch back in, giving them a little bit more protection. So, I mean, look, there's so many things I could wax lyrical about in terms of what I'm saying. But, yeah, this is what I thought would happen. This is what I hoped would happen. And this is what I predicted would happen. And I challenged people and I said to them, would you take losing the Carabao Cup game and then winning the next 3 games that we've got? Yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. right? And we're 2/3 of the way through on delivering on that. So I'm more than happy.
It was fantastic. Sorry, we just lost Ben. I'm telling him just to Ben. If you jump out and jump back in, it might reset your camera. I'm not sure what it is, but I even have to change my name. I still haven't done it yet. Fucking hell. Craig, how did you find the lead up to the game? You were somebody that said, obviously, that Ben, your camera is just gone and for on here. Craig, you were somebody that said leading up to the game,
Yep,
you weren't confident about it. You even predicted a 3-1 loss.
No, it wasn't that. I wasn't confident. I'll put you right. What I did on last Saturday, I
peppering Courtois with shots. I
predicted that we'd lose to Aston Villa on the stream on Friday with Harold. Because I predicted we'd lose, we went and won 2-0. And straight afterwards, my best mate texted me and he went, "You've got to start predicting that we're going to lose every game and we'll end up winning." So what I did, I messaged him and he said we'd lose 2-1 tonight, and I went 3-1, and we've ended up winning 1-0. But I think, looking at the game tonight, the thing what's really wound me up about the build-up to the game, this is really, really pissed me off. It's all been about one person. All morning, it's all been about Trent, his mural being disfigured, all this and all that. I mean, the only thing I will say in respect of him, and then nothing else, the tribute he paid to Jota last night, fair play to the man, and to Real Madrid. They paid the respects, and that was a lovely thing to do. That's it. That's where it stops for me. But the thing is, tonight, you've only got to look at how well Liverpool played by how busy Thibaut Courtois was, because I honestly think that fella, Courtois, he's as good as Alisson Becker. And if it wasn't for him in goal tonight, that could have been 3 or 4-0 easily. That's the best performance of the season for me. I don't know what you think, Steve, but I think Arne Slot's got a problem now, but he's got a nice problem, because I think Florian Wirtz has had his best game tonight in the position he played on the left wing. So what does Arne Slot do now? Does he take Florian Wirtz out and put Gakpo straight back in? So it's a nice problem to have. But for me, the man of the match, if it wasn't Courtois, for me, the man of the match was Conor Bradley. He was simply outstanding tonight. Vicious Jr. I mean, Johnny Weissmuller would have been proud of him tonight, the way he kept diving about. And the thing is, I know I said on the chat during the game, football's a contact sport, right? And it's played by men. But you can't lay a glove on them now. They're going down like they've been shot. I mean, the referee, I think he was really, really poor. I don't know where UEFA dug him up from, but I think it was a penalty. Mark Clattenburg said on commentary it was, but the reason he didn't give it, you know why, and we said it on chat. But I think it's a brilliant performance, and to go to City off the back of this, I tell you what, if this doesn't give the guys in the squad and Arne Slot a shot in the arm now, what is? And like you said at the beginning of the stream, Stephen, the Arne Slot out brigade, they're very quiet. I think they're having a pint with the FSG out brigade tonight. I think the cop did its job tonight. They were on it from the moment the teams came out. But you know what frustrates me? Why can't Anfield be like this for every game? And you know what I don't like? Gravenberch did it, and Ibu, when they're going to the crowd and gesturing them to get going. You shouldn't have to do that at Anfield. You shouldn't have to do it. Other grounds do it, but we shouldn't have to do that, to be fair. But tonight, mate, I mean, I hate Real Madrid. They're the most corrupt club in the world. And what proved it to me was when the penalty wasn't given. If that's not corruption in football, then what is?
I see. I can understand why it wasn't given. And the reason the penalty wasn't given is because his arm was basically here. It was maybe 2 inches off his chest. Realistically, in a natural position, that's where your arm is supposed to be. What I thought was hilarious is, well, if it's not a handball and it's not a free kick and it's not a penalty, then it should have been a corner because it went out. But then the ball went the other way. So you're kind of like, what in the fuck?
What I was
we
also confused about, Stephen, just to jump in on that penalty, is that
Mm.
he was called to the screen to determine whether it was a penalty or a free kick,
Well,
not
apparently
to call it off as a infringement.
Well,
So it
apparently,
was either a free kick or a penalty, not.
well, the thing is, Stitch, is the referees give the penalty. He's blown and he's give the penalty, and then VAR have intervened and said it's not. So they've had a look at it and they've called him to the screen, and then he's changed his mind.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought he's given a free kick on the edge of the box.
No, he
and then
gave the penalty.
It's a penalty. Go and have a look.
No, he actually gave the penalty, and VAR said it's not a penalty. So he went to the monitor and he changed his mind.
The blind leading the blind.
That's all it is. That's genuinely all it is. Guys, make sure that you do like and subscribe if you are watching. Make sure that you have your notifications on for all future streams and videos for any other content. We will be live again on is it tomorrow? Yeah, we'll be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Are we live again tomorrow? I think we're live again tomorrow. We're not live again tomorrow. We're live again on Friday. Harjeet is going to be hosting us on on Friday, excuse me, and then we will have our pre-game stream with myself on Saturday, and then on Sunday we will have our post-game stream after the Man City game, so make sure you are around for that. If you have any thoughts or comments on the game, please do leave them in the comment section down below for us. We will get to them and we will take a read of them. I can see a couple here as well. Everybody saying hello, good evening. Chiesa here saying get in, Redman. We love to see it. Ben is back now, so I'm going to throw it over to him with regards to what he thought before the game and the lead up to the game and where his head was at with it. Ben, you said before the stream started that you were very, very, very confident in the game and us getting a result out of this game. Some other people weren't, some other people were, some people were on the fence. People were very hesitant to give us really any props following the Aston Villa game because they felt that Aston Villa played into our hands. How were you feeling in the lead up to this game before kickoff happened?
Well, I mean, Madrid were going to play into our hands as well because, I mean, they've got so much attacking quality themselves that they're not just going to sit back. They're the kings of Europe for a reason. The attack teams, they play progressive football and they can cause lots of damage. And I knew they wouldn't play long balls either because they haven't really got the height in their team to do so, or the ability to win the second balls. But so that played right into our hands as well. And we had better presses than them because they've not got much legs in midfield because of obviously Valverde had to be in the right back. So they played into our hands as well.
Yeah, to me, it was probably one of our best performances so far. And I said this in the chat as well. I said this in our group chat as well, that if the midfield play the exact same way they did at Villa, which is one of Gravenberch, McAllister or Szoboszlai comes short every single time before to help the centre-backs play out from the back, which allows your full-backs to push up further up the pitch, we will play through Real Madrid consistently. And what did we do? We played through Real Madrid consistently. You've seen Gravenberch coming short. You see McAllister coming short. Even sometimes Florian Wirtz came short. And then as well, you've seen Szoboszlai coming short. There was always at least two of them coming short, and it was brilliant. And what us playing the ball around the back like that allowed us to get the ball over the top. Conor Bradley, as funny as it sounds to say, gave his best Trent Alexander-Arnold impression with every cross-field long ball that he made. Beautiful line-breaking passes between the lines to Hugo Ekitike running in behind, who caused absolute havoc to both of Real Madrid centre-backs and Dean Huijsen and Militao. And just on the topic of Dean Huijsen, how's Anfield now, you Spanish twat? Have that. I've played at Anfield before. It's no big deal. It's just a football pitch. Well, sorry to tell you, the last time you played at Anfield, Darwin Núñez scored on your head and Luis Diaz dropped a brace on you and you lost 3-0 and you got yellow carded. Just like you got yellow carded tonight and you lost 1-0. Have that.
I think that's about as disrespectful as you can get from a professional footballer.
Anfield's
I don't have to add anything to that.
Cool. You lost there before, so fucking cow shite.
Yeah. You know, and well, the thing is, Stephen, and you know, the last time we played Real Madrid and we won at Anfield, look what we went on to do that season. I think this could be a springboard to what we want to do. And if I was a gooner, if I was a gooner, and I'd watch that. I know you're laughing, Stephen, but if I was a gooner and I'd watch that tonight, I'd be worried now, to be honest.
It's almost like it clicked. It's almost like it clicked. That's the way I said. I said we needed patience. I said we needed time. I said it for so many times. There was people in our chats and people in the comments that were saying, "You slot out, get them out. We need more players. We need to sign 3 or 4 more players." No, we don't. We didn't need to sign 3 or 4 more players. Yes, could we have done with Mark Gahey coming through the door? Absolutely. But you can't predict Giovanni Leone busting his knee in his first appearance either. That's just a freak accident. That can't be predicted. But everybody looks back at it with hindsight. Yes, Craig.
So my question to you is, when you ask me what I thought of the game, because I think this is, from a selection point of view, I think this is intriguing now from what Slot's going to do. If you was Ernie Slot now, when you look at Florian Wirtz's performance tonight, which was stellar, what would you do now? Would you keep him on the left wing, or would you put him back to where he was and have Cody Gakpo back there? What would you do, Steve?
Well,
and the other 2 guys.
It depends, because you can't play that midfield 3 90 minutes week in, week out, week in, week out. It has to change. So I don't think, especially considering you have 3 games in 8 days. 3 games in 8 days, you're going to see some rotation now. Well, in saying that, we got 5 days rest and we played the same lineup back to back after having a week's rest leading up to it. So it may turn out that it's the same lineup again, but I think getting some consistency and form may be more important. It depends on the opposition that we're playing, Craig. And the reason I say that is because Florian Wirtz already started on the left wing against Crystal Palace and looked awful. Then he starts again tonight in a Champions League game where the ball is on the ground quite a lot and you're playing a team that likes to play possession and likes to play build-up and likes to press similar to us. And that's all well and good. And he's able to get into more space then, and there's a little bit more transition. Cut to the weekend against Man City, it'll probably be a similar scenario. Cut to a couple of weeks' time when we're playing Leeds and Burnley and Sunderland, they're going to park the bus sat back. You're going to need Florian Wirtz essentially central to be like a quarterback for everybody around you. The problem was never Florian Wirtz in the centre and Cody Gakpo on the wing. The problem was how our midfield was advancing and nobody was sitting back, which left us vulnerable to long balls and as Stitches mentioned at the start of it, when a long ball went over the top, both McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai were already up in the other team's half, meaning the second ball was dropping to them advancing, meaning we're then immediately on the back foot, meaning we're chasing the game. Importantly as well, Gravenberch being back in that side, as multiple people have mentioned, made us so much more defensively solid. He's a 6'4" unit of a CDM, and anybody that thinks he's not one of the best CDMs in the world, football is not the sport for you to watch. Very, very simple.
I think he's
unbelievable.
He's the best Premier League.
He is probably one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment, period. And we have multiple of them. We have 4 of the best midfielders in the world at the moment. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister and Florian Wirtz. As a 10, an 8 and a 6, we're stacked in midfield at the moment. It's just a matter of getting them all playing time. It depends. To answer your question in one sentence, Craig, rather than rambling on, it depends on the opposition. Because if we're playing a team that sits back, I would rather have Florian Wirtz central, where he can orchestrate and link play between everybody. He'll link it with the fullbacks on the outside and the wingers on the outside and ping it off the 2 midfielders that are sat behind him. If it's a more open game, like tonight against Real Madrid, I would happily put him on the left wing or central. I'd give him a free role in that sense against a team like Real Madrid, purely because you've seen he was over on the right wing. He won the ball back basically at the right-hand side corner flag and then was putting it back into the box. He wasn't necessarily a left wing. He was very much given a free role. And I think that's where you're going to see him from now on, is Florian is just there. he'll be everywhere kind of a thing, because he was dropping back, he was getting forward, he was on the left, he was on the right, he was central as well at times too. He was everywhere. The PSG formula of our front three is where it has gone. You have Ekitike that can play left, right, and central. Florian Wirtz that can play left, right, and central. Cody Gakpo that can play left and central and probably play on the right-hand side in a pinch. You then have Alexander Isak that can play left and central. And you obviously then have Mohamed Salah who can play on the right. There is vast amounts of versatility there. So it will really be more of a question of horses for courses, Craig, to be perfectly honest with you. Stitches, you put something in the private chat there that there's fireworks in the post-matches. Virgil van Dijk called out both Rooney and Walcott. What did they say?
Yeah, it was interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he's called them out because basically they've made some comments about body language. I think Rooney made recently, but Walcott also mentioned about he's got a big money contract and his performances have fallen off a cliff. So he's called him out on it, and you can just watch both their faces, man. I'm like, that's my captain. That's my captain. Love it.
Oh, I absolutely love it as well. And obviously McAllister, I want to see if I can I find it anywhere, because this was absolutely beautiful to watch. McAllister, for anybody that didn't see it, pulled the Trent Alexander-Arnold celebration after the goal was excuse me, after the goal was announced, which was absolutely brilliant. I want to see if I can find it here. So this is the Virgil van Dijk quote. I'm living with players that might have been, standing up to criticism from pundits. I'm living with players that might have been affected by it. If you lose a game for Liverpool 4 or 5 games, there is criticism. That is normal in a sense. It is over the top at times. I think that's because we live in a world of so many platforms, so many people can say stuff and it can be picked up. Ex-players that played at the highest level have difficult moments as well. I want to perform for the team, the club, and everyone who supports us through thick and thin. That's my fucking captain. Taking a look here as well, down through it, is there anything else that I missed? Jabi Alonso saying it was a close game. Then the second half, there were a lot of set pieces. Liverpool were very good at them. No way. Set piece FC.
We're watching the same game.
Tibor Courtois, take a leaf out of this book, Huyson. It's an extremely tough stadium, one of the hardest in the Champions League, speaking about Anfield. For context, just around that thing, Rooney suggested that Virgil van Dijk signed his new deal. He's been taking it easy. Virgil said to him that the comments like this weren't on and that he knew and that he should know he'd never be like that. And then Rooney went silent. Have that, you granny shagger.
I was watching it as we were going live, and you could see Rooney shrinking because he was stuck on the side of him. He's like, "Oh shit, what have I said?"
Yeah,
yeah. If the cameras had them in there, I think Virgil would have decked him. I think.
I'm just looking at everything that came through here. It was an absolutely fantastic game from us. Really, that's really the only words that I can probably put on it. Ben, we haven't heard from you in a little bit. Can you give me your thoughts on who you would have as man of the match and why?
I'd give it to Bradley because he completely marked the left-hand side out of the game. Like, the left-hand side was non-existent for like a couple-minute period at the end of the game. So, and everyone was talking about Bradley getting absolutely ripped to shreds all week, and he's just shut all them people up, hasn't he? So, as per usual, people on social media look a bit like fools right now. So I'd give it to him.
No, I completely agree with you. I would have given it to Conor Bradley as well. Get your comments in as well, guys. If you're watching us on any sort of YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're watching us currently at the moment, throw your comments down below of who you would have thought was man of the match. Looking at a couple of the comments here, Frank saying that should be the back four going forward. James mentioning here, I agree with the pen decision, except that VAR is referee in the game. Yeah, that's probably about right. Craig, who would you have as man of the match and why?
There's only one for me, and it's got to be Conor Bradley. I just think because everybody was. If you look at the last time we played Real Madrid, and look at that tackle he put in on Mbappe, and then the most corrupt club have turned up at Anfield again tonight, and he puts in another stellar performance again. And the cop made it quite clear who they were backing because his name was reverberating around Anfield all night. And it wouldn't surprise me, if the Lily Whites from Spain try and snatch him from us, in the next season or two. Don't be surprised if that happens at all, because you know what they're like. what I noticed when the lads were coming out in the tunnel, before they came out, I don't know if you noticed Ibu glance over at the Real Madrid team. I'm thinking, right, okay, we know who you're playing. You're having a look over. Is he thinking, I'll look all right in that kit next year? I don't know, but I think Conor Bradley, there's nobody else off our team for me. If somebody else gets it off us, then what's Conor got to do? Because he's just been, he's grown 6 feet tonight. He's been immense, and he needs. I hope he sleeps soundly, and he's a proud lad tonight. I think he's done his mum and dad proud. He's certainly done Ernie Slot proud.
Yeah.
He's done me proud.
Hope he remembers.
Because
Hope he remembers to take Vinny.
we've been struggling.
Looking at the numbers here
because
from Conor Bradley, 90 minutes played, 69% passing accuracy, but that's just because he sprayed at about 6 long balls and only got one of them off. Created a chance, 6 defensive contributions, 11 passes into the final third. And then on his defensive side of things, 3 tackles, 2 clearances, a headed clearance, an interception, recovered the ball 7 times, won 7 of 12 ground duels and 1 of 2 aerial duels. And just to give you an example of who we played against, Vinicius Jr. on the other side of the ball, 2 of 9 ground duels won. Conor Bradley put him in his back fucking pocket. That is exactly what
still looking for him, apparently.
When Conor Bradley gets home this evening, he's going to take out the keys, the wallet, the phone, and Vinicius Jr. is going to fall out on the floor as well. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Stitches, just to finish us off before I give my man of the match, who would you have given the man of the match to? Are we going to have a clean sweep of Conor Bradley, or are you going to be different?
I think I have to go Conor Bradley. I think it's just that the performance is so outstanding. I can't even go left field on it and pick anybody else. Although, I think honourable mention to all of the lads. I think they all played really well. I've been highly critical of Robertson in recent times, and I thought he was stellar again, apart from one moment in the game. I think today he didn't put a foot wrong. I thought Verge was solid. I thought Konate was, again, solid. I thought Gravenberch was Gravenberch, seriously. I thought Szoboszlai, who I think has been our player of the season so far, was also outstanding. Ekitike showed lots of confidence, good touches, really was a handful. Again, I thought Salah showed some good flashes. He did some good things. He even tracked back today and made a tackle on Vinicius. So, every single one of those red men tonight deserves a mention, but I think the king of the hill today has got to be Bradley. Listen, any which way Vinicius wanted it, he had it. You want to try and dribble at me? I'll have that. You want a foot race? Yeah, let's do that. You want to go shoulder to shoulder and be physical? Let's do that. And then just for added measure, I'm just going to crunch you a couple of times and absolutely wipe you out. And in the same instance, I'm just going to barge you out of the way and just, I'll do whatever I want with you, basically, until I'm done.
It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, Stitches. One of the things that I loved at the end of the game was when he shielded Vinicius Jr. off him and just shoved him and shrugged him off, and it fell, and then went over and sort of stood at the sideboard. You just had a massive smile on his face. It was beautiful to see, because he was like, I'm absolutely fucking on it tonight, and this guy is getting nothing.
He was enjoying himself, wasn't he? He was really enjoying himself.
He was loving it. He was like, okay, Vinny, sound. You weren't here last year, and I absolutely crunched your mate Mbappe. Have one. It was beautiful.
You missed the player out, Stitches, by the way.
I missed a few. I just kind of did a quick round robin.
Yeah, I tell you who needs a mention. He's probably won't get one, but I'm going to give it him. Mehmet He's kept 2 clean sheets now.
Yeah, I think he's been.
He didn't have much to do tonight, and I know I'm not going to compare him to Alisson Becker. I wouldn't compare anybody to Mr. Becker, apart from probably Real Madrid's keeper, to be fair. But fair play to Mehmet because everybody was saying a couple of weeks ago he's not going to cut the mustard here at Liverpool. He's not going to be good enough. And you're playing in the biggest competition in club football against the biggest club in world football, without a doubt. And he keeps a clean sheet.
You made a
You
good,
know,
made a
Yeah,
good save
but
as well.
fair play
bear
to
in
the guy.
mind, bear in mind that those same said people were talking about sacking the boss. So
Anybody that was calling for Arne Slot to be sacked, football is not
Oh.
the sport for you. They are the same people that don't think Ryan Gravenberch is a good 6. They are the same people that think Florian Wirtz is a flop. They're the same people that think Milos Kerkez is a flop. He's not. He will come good. They're the same people that want FSG out of the club. They're clueless. They're people that adopted this because it got them clout online, and now they have to stick to it. And it's become their personality. Look at Corbally Red. He is the biggest cancer on this fan base. Absolute
Don't
scum
get
of
me
the earth.
started.
And it absolutely brings shame to me as an Irishman that I have to share the same island as him, his dopey mate Barry O'Sullivan, and your man from Anfield Agenda. The fact that I have to share an island with the 3 of them dopes, and I won't even mention Paddy Murphy or the other fella as well, Jonathan Morley, because Jonathan Morley used to live down the road from me back where I'm originally from. They make me look like one of the worst fans imaginable, because it's like, oh, look, the Ryanair fans. It fucking boils my piss. If it wasn't for fans like me, we wouldn't have bought fucking Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak, you fucking bastards. But anyways,
to be honest with you, Stephen, with the guys that you've just mentioned there, I'm surprised that you're not a silver fox. I'm telling you, you'd either be grey or like me, nowhere at all.
Oh, thankfully there's greys coming through recently, but not that many. Right, my man of the match, I would have given it to Dominic Szoboszlai. The reason I would have given it to Szoboszlai is just he was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. To be honest, there's probably about 3 players I could give it to. Conor Bradley was one of them. He just absolutely pocketed Vinicius Jr. There was no issues with that whatsoever. It's just one of them that it was. He was everywhere. Ryan Gravenberch was another one. He had 4 interceptions in the game alone. Phenomenal from him. He was winning duels left, right, and center. It's between the 3 of them for me. I can't give it to any one of them specifically. Szoboszlai pressed with Ekatika up front phenomenally, and that's what won us the game. Our midfield today won us the game. And a lot of people will not notice that. McAllister is pressing and dueling. Gravenberch is dueling and interceptions. Szoboszlai's pressing as well. All 3 of them won us that game. The same 3 won us the game against Aston Villa at the weekend. And I hope they start against Man City at the weekend as well.
Yeah.
Because they will cause problems, and it's going to be beautiful to watch. Marmadashvili was very, very good as well. James mentions here, and obviously Ibrahim mentions as well, that he didn't have to do much, but his distribution was very, very good. That's how you know a keeper is a good keeper, by the way. And this is coming from a guy that played in goal. Not at any level near these guys, don't get me wrong. But when your keeper has nothing to do for the entire game and is called upon once and makes a save, like he did against Jude Bellingham, that's when you know your keeper is good. Alisson has done that many, many, many times. Courtois was just peppered all over the place today, but there has been many times where once called upon and the keeper steps up and saves it, that's the sign of a very, very, very good keeper, that they're able to keep their composure and concentration throughout a game where they don't have to do much and still save the ball. But guys, we are going to leave it there. We have had a lot of fun, and we are going to finish up now just before 10, just after 10 to 11. 10 to 11. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you have your notifications on for all future streams and videos so that you never miss out. And make sure that you jump down into the comments below if you're watching on Twitter, because there is a link straight over to our YouTube page. We will be back again on Friday for the main stream at 7 p.m. We will then have a pre-game stream with myself on Saturday at 7 p.m. And we will then have the post-game stream on Sunday after the Man City game, which kicks off at 4:30 on Sunday. It's the late kickoff on the Sunday. But from myself, Stitches, Craig, and Ben, I want to thank everybody for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday evening, as Liverpool have now won against Real Madrid. And where have we gone in the table now, just to finish this off?
6th.
Liverpool now sit in 6th in the Champions League table, level on points with Real Madrid and 1 goal behind them on goal difference. We should have got that second. We would have been ahead of them. Liverpool are inside the top 8, and that is the only thing that is important. To get inside the top 8, stay inside the top 8, and then miss those extra 2 games that you're going to have to play. We seen last year, finishing first does you no favors. Just finished in the top 8. That's all we need to do. Thank you so much for watching us, guys. From myself, Stitches, Ben, and Craig, I hope everyone